Outside on a wonderful sunny day, clear skies. Yes, mostly clear skies. In the far distance, it's totally not. But anyway, we're outside on my back patio, and it's time to give the Juki and the brother a bath. And no, I do not have names for my machines. Everyone says I should name my machine, but I just say Juki and the brother. I don't know. I don't need names. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, head down that way, subscribe, please, thank you. Give me some thumbs up as well as sharing
Teresa
my
says
quilty
hi.
videos, and also
Darlene says hi. Judy says hi.
hello, Teresa, Darlene, Judy, hello, hello, hello. As well as sharing and commenting on my replays. So, like I said, we're outside. It's kind of chilly out here, but I really don't care. I got to get this done. Hi, Kim. And Scott's going to read comments. And hi, Heather.
Heather says hey, hey.
What was I going to say? I'm going to warn you guys in advance. The way I clean my machines is not like other people, but I have been told by several machine cleaning people that this is perfectly fine what I do. And it is not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to break anything. And it's actually probably the best way to get a deep cleaning on your sewing machines.
Hi, Rowena and Heather.
Hello, Rowena. Hello, Heather. So
We got all the Heathers.
I'm going to tell you right now in advance, during this video, I use an air compressor. Okay. Now, the air compressor gets loud.
Hi, Jim.
But we have the air compressor in the garage. It's fully filled, so it should last me a little while. But if it kicks on, we will be closing the garage door so that it kind of diminishes the sound. So
loud.
if it does come on,
It's loud.
it's an air compressor. It gets loud. If anybody's ever heard an air compressor. So I'm just letting you know in advance, the video will get loud. And I'm going to do my best for you guys to hear me explain how I take my machines apart and how I put everything back together and how I clean everything and how I oil everything. And you'll be facing it the whole entire time. I won't be able to zoom in or anything like that. You're just going to get an aerial view of it.
Nita says hi.
Hi, Nita. Hi, Jim. Anyway, so I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to start with the Juki because the Juki is heavy. I can't carry it. I can. It just takes a lot of effort. The brother is easy, and the brother
is like 3 pounds.
yeah, the brother is like
Juki.
the brother is like holding a kitten, and the Juki is like holding a big, huge Great Dane.
Rottweiler. Big old burly rat.
So
Just wants to lick your face.
yeah, so
Hi, Nancy.
hi Nancy. I'm gonna turn the camera around again. Scott's gonna read comments. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing and so on and so forth, please ask them. Scott will be here to ask me while I'm deep cleaning my machines. Again, I have never been told not to do this.
Hi,
This
Vicky.
is 100% A-okay to clean the machines this way. Okay? So I'm just letting you know. I'm not a professional, but I definitely know how to deep clean a sewing machine. So, who did you say came in?
Vicky.
Vicky.
June.
Hi, June. Hi, Vicky. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to be facing the Juki as best as possible in some of my backyard. All right, there is the best. And we are going to back it up just a little. That way you guys can totally see when I take it apart. We're going to lock it right there in that position. There we go. Okay. So if I'm blocking the camera at all, I am very sorry. I'm going to start by pulling this thread away, handing it to Scott to throw away.
That's what I can do.
And actually, real quickly, I want you guys to see this.
Hi, Brenda.
This is what happens in my house when using cotton thread.
Brenda says hi.
So look at all this dirt and disgust. I clean all this, like outside and inside the machine. Even under the handle gets covered in dust. It's the weirdest thing. So there's a ton of dust there. You can see even this, the foot pressure gauge, gets disgusting, dusty nastiness in it. That doesn't get as clean as the rest of the machine. And then if you look, this is so hard to do. I'm trying to do this so you can see the best possible everything. Okay. So look right here. Let's let it focus. See all that?
Hi, Margaret.
Do you
Hi,
look
Teresa.
at all that gets built up in there? And that's the tension. And then you can see that it builds up in there. I can see better than you guys can probably.
Teresa
So it
said
builds
she
up
totally agrees with you on
in
cleaning,
there.
on the cleaning of the machine.
And then if you look in here, let's see if I can get it to stay right there. Look at that. It's far more disgusting. Just wait until I take it apart. You guys are going to be like, why do you let that get so bad, Tiffy? Well, I actually don't. On a normal basis, I clean this machine once every 3 months. So
Kathleen says,
that's
oh,
a normal for me.
I'm not the only one with a cleaning day. She says, you want to dry mine too?
All right, so we're going to tip this right here.
Hi, Emily. I haven't seen you
Hi,
in a while.
Emily.
How you doing?
Hi, Kathleen. All right, so I'm going to leave this down. And how I start is I always start by taking off this right here, the pressure, and I should have
Okay,
brought
Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
I should have brought the little tool here with me, but I did not.
Do you want the little tool? I can go get it.
That's fine. This reaches. This is a flathead screwdriver for this part. And
Hi,
usually
Linda.
you can get it with your finger, just like this, by spinning your finger around. See? Once you loosen it. And then I always put my pieces aside to where I cannot
That's okay, Emily. We've
lose
been busy
any
around here too.
piece. I don't want to lose any of this. Now, can you guys see that? Because that is utterly
Oh, that is dirty.
disgusting.
I don't know if they can see.
So
all
you
that
can see
dirt.
just on here, look at all that dust. So this will get cleaned.
Vicky says you should have a container to put the parts in.
Oh yeah, I have a place I set everything.
Do you want to use this thing over here, or do
No,
you want me
It
to
just
go
goes
use
right
something?
there.
Oh, okay.
Now we're gonna zoom part.
Yeah, I don't know if they can see all that nastiness in there.
Do you guys see that? This is what cotton thread does to your machines. And you can imagine sewing on this. It's literally caked up inside of there. It is just gross, just so gross. So that is the first part.
Teresa started her pre-spring cleaning.
And we're gonna zoom back out so that you can see. The second part is, it's kind of heavy, but you need to tip it upside down like this.
You want me to move it for you? I can do that.
I'm gonna pop this off of here so that you guys can see. Just look at this. These are the parts I send inside to get cleaned. And don't pay attention to the bottom of this machine. It's got my address on it from going places. So now I'm gonna take the bottom of this machine off. My address is like literally in plain sight.
I can't see it.
Okay.
We don't have good enough internet.
Oh well. So I'm gonna take all these screws out.
You need me to help you? Or you good?
Oh, I'm good. So I start with these two, and then I move to the feet. So I set those aside, and then I take the feet off, which are the screws that hold this in. And it's nice and tight.
Teresa says I need to do this too.
Well, this
You
is why
started
I'm
your
showing you
pre-spring
guys.
cleaning.
I'm showing you guys how it works on this machine, and then I'm going to show you on the Brother, because the Brother doesn't come apart like this. This machine, on the other hand, comes apart in a bunch of ways. So I'm gonna,
Heather says I usually take my machine apart when I have to deep clean it. I take the bottom and the top off as well.
yep, this is how I do it. So for those that are newbies and don't know, that is why I am doing today's video.
Kim says I started mine too. Got the pantry done finally.
Yes, and you can see the piles of dust that are just falling off already. Again, this is a heavy machine, so just beware if you own a Juki or any kind of machine like this. Just be cautious that it is a little heavy. Make sure you're on a sturdy table. I'm on a semi-sturdy table, but hey, whatever works, right? I do not separate these screws. I want to keep all of them together because these are for this area on its own. And when I take this bottom off, you guys are going to be, oh my goodness, let me tell you. Okay, so don't lose your screws. Make sure you stick them aside. Now,
Emily says I clean
here we
mine
go.
once a month. I put it in as a reminder on my calendar.
All right, it's
That's a
all
good
falling
idea.
out. Look at that. Do you guys see that? It is utterly disgusting. Can you see the insides? I mean, even this. Let's zoom it in right there.
Maggie says,
Look
I'm
at that.
impressed. I have a Juki, but I'm afraid I couldn't put it back together correctly.
And then you can see all the oils. If I hold it back, look at all the oil that builds up in there, along with the cotton. It gets pretty gross. So this part, let me unzoom.
Did you hear me, honey? Maggie's afraid she wouldn't be able to put hers back together.
Oh no, this is why I'm doing it, so that you guys can see.
June says, I need to do mine too. And Mary says, oh.
I really, stop, go. I'm gonna be zooming in on certain parts because, there we go, right there. Look at that. Can you guys see that? That is so gross. I didn't mean that it get that bad. So, all right. There, that's good. So this part right here, this whole entire bottom piece, I send this part into the house to be cleaned at the stove. I mean at the stove, at the sink. So that is the part that gets cleaned inside. The rest of this, you guys can see these dust bunnies are just flying off. Let's hope my oil stays there.
Looks like you need a shop vac, honey.
Here we go with the loud sounds. Ready for this, guys? I just do this right here. Sorry for the super loudness that kicked on. So you can see I blew most of the dust away, and now there is dust bunnies all over the ground. And the air compressor kicked on, so it's loud for a second, and I'm totally not done with it, but that is just the outer side of me kind of giving it a once over. And then I'm gonna take the bobbin casing out now. I want you guys to be able to see this whole entire thing. There we go. So now I'm gonna turn it this way. I'm gonna pop the bobbin casing out, and I'm gonna blow a little bit of air in there. It's not really that bad. Just needs a little bit. And then I'm gonna set that aside because I don't need it right now. It's nice and clean. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this front portion right here. See that? And I'm going to blow towards the back. Now, why do you ask towards the back? Because there's a whole entire opening up here in this top section of the machine that goes to all the part that has the needle up and down and the light and all that goes to the power switch. So there is some electrical stuff up in this top area, but it runs along the whole entire, we're going to stick this up like this. It runs along the whole entire top here. So if I blow air into this top portion, it blows it back down into here, and then on the back side of the machine, there is this right here, which is the vent. So I blow, once it's blown in from this front part, it comes in here and it lands in this area, and then I use the vent to blow it down to the bottom. So that is the next step. And then there is another vent on this further side as well that I use to blow it. So we're going to tip it back down again. Like I said, this is one heavy machine, so I have to be very careful. I always clean my Singer. One time took it in, they told me, they'd question, I actually used it. Yeah, I clean this to where it's like brand new every time. All right, so here we go. Gonna be loud, I'm just telling you. I also blow into all the cracks and crevices along the front and rear of the machine. For a second. We're going to pick this up now and face it this way so that I can start blowing through the backside here, and all this nastiness along the top.
Oh, T's on. Hi, T.
If you don't have a air compressor, then use a vacuum with the hairbrush. The hair type, what is it called? Like it's like horsehair or something?
Yeah.
The brush?
With the brush. With
yeah,
the hair.
use the horsehair brush.
She doesn't use air on hers with the computer on it. They say not to.
This doesn't happen. Like I said, it's loud out here. And then back to the front, tip it back, and now I'm going to blow the rest that I blew down here out of the way.
Woo, that looks a million times cleaner than it did. Wow. Zoom in on that when we're done.
Every once in a while,
they can see how clean it is.
There's thread that gets stuck around right here. You can see the thread. It gets stuck around this bar in here. Very closely, get it all out. This is the thread cutter right here, this mechanism. I don't know how well you can hear me, but this mechanism is the thread cutter. I always make sure that is free and clear of any debris because it gets debris on it. Let that run till it turns off. So this part needs to get washed as well. I just have this get washed. I'm gonna take my presser
Here,
plate
you take this.
and I'm just gonna wipe the dust off of this because it comes off fairly easily.
Where do you want the talking?
Oh, just give it to me right here.
Yeah, you can talk. Well, it's really dirty right there, honey. Okay. You got oil and everything.
It's fine.
Well, lay it on there. Lay it over here.
Okay.
You don't have oil over there. You got oil all over this table.
All right. So my presser plate has oil on it from my oily fingers. Just gonna wipe it. Keep it nice and clean. So that's finished. And then I'm gonna take my wonderful Getting So Filthy rag and I'm gonna start shimmying it in places to get dust off. So like the threader that I never use, I clean that off. And I just shove the little tiny soft microfiber rag in here, like that. And then I also turn my hand wheel towards me so that it's fully exposed. And then I just shimmy this down in here, cleaning it up, put it on the back side, clean it up. And yes, I still have a needle in here. I just changed it, so that's why I didn't take it out. I didn't want to lose it. And then I wipe all under all this. And there's a little bit of oil on the rag, so it kind of helps grab the rest of the yuck and dirt that has built up in here, or I should say thread dust. I slide it behind the threader right here, clean all that. Slide it on the front side using my nail, and if you don't have nails, just squeeze it in there as best as you can. I get along this front. I get around this threader. I squeeze it in there. I wipe all this. I'm not trying to dry anything out. I'm just wiping off all the yuck. And we will be re-oiling it anyway, so just getting rid of all the yuck that builds up.
Diane says too much humidity there to blow air into her machine.
Oh yeah, probably.
Kim has a tiny vacuum attachment for cleaning her machines.
Yep,
they
sell those.
Monthly.
You can use that, or you can use the little hairbrush one.
She's always shocked at what it pulls out.
Yeah, it gets a lot.
Did you just use an old sock, or do you have an actual rag there?
I have an actual rag. So now I'm gonna squeeze this into this right here because there's so much dust up in this thing. It's crazy. Let's see if I can.
It says, I wish my brother came apart that easily.
This is the Juki.
Hey, we haven't gotten to the brother yet.
The brother is a little bit easier. It doesn't get as deep cleaned as the Juki does because it doesn't come apart as you would think. Or it should. It should come apart better. You can take it apart the rest of the way if you want, but I don't bother.
Heather says, I wish my Singer came apart that easy too.
Sliding this.
Hi, Lisa.
Using my fingernails to clean all these other areas. Everything's nice and clean and dust free.
Diane uses her canister vacuum. She said she can't blow air into it, remember, because of humidity, so she uses a vacuum.
All right. Turn it back upside down after I finish all this. See, this never, right here, this stupid dial gets so much nastiness in it, and I try to get it out with my fingernails, but it doesn't always get out all the way. I try, though. That way it's somewhat clean. Looks somewhat brand new. And I wipe everything down. Around the fronts, the sides, underneath this little thing. I get it behind this. And then tip it back upside down once I'm done. Slide it back just a little. And then I take and try to get any extra dust that the air blower didn't get. I am not going to be drying this out. It will get oiled.
Diane asked, the brother has a computer, doesn't it?
The brother, yes. Yep. That's why it doesn't get what this gets. I just reach my fingers in here with my little rag that grabs everything. Stick them under there. Get all the nasties off.
Nita says I use a super soft makeup brush set that I bought at Dollar Tree to
That
brush out
works
the
too.
lint and dust between deep cleans.
Yeah. I just deep clean the little lint brush things that I have, the little stick ones. I mean, they're good for right then and there, but they don't get what I do when I do this.
Hi, Teresa. Teresa says you have snow, LOL, making fun, I think, of the lint blowing everywhere.
Oh, yes. Yep, that's Arizona snow. Lint.
Yeah.
Lint and dust.
Yes, we get lots of dust and dirt out here.
All right, so everything is wiped.
Emily says she uses a shop vac and made an attachment out of cardboard.
That
I
works.
don't know. They sold it. She didn't know they sold attachments.
Oh, yeah, they do. All right. Everything is all wiped. Now.
She says I didn't know they sold attachments. I guess
Now-
she means the special ones. I
Yep.
take it. I didn't know they made
Now-
special attachments either.
I'm going to take
Hi,
my
Ellen.
oiler.
Ellen says hi.
Hi, Ellen. I have my oiler here. And everywhere that looks greasy and oily in here is where I'm going to put a dab or two of greasy oil. So on this,
What kind of oil do you use? That's me asking.
it is machine oil. And I spin this. Anywhere that there is moving parts, it gets a little bit of oil.
Is
and
something
I
that you have a lot of, or do I have to buy you that?
I spin my hand wheel towards me. So it always goes towards me. And I reach this in here and I add oil to all the little joints. Spinning the hand wheel.
As a
each
mechanic
time.
friend of mine says, if you love it, lube it.
Yeah. So I just oil everything up, spinning the hand wheel. Ooh, that back side of that hand wheel is right here. This plate is disgusting.
Yes, I see that. Do you need an actual rag? A nasty
No.
rag? Like an old sock or?
No,
Okay.
it's good. Just add a little bit more oil to that. Oil this front side. I waste more oil just when I clean this like this. So everything's spinning good. This little area moves, so I need to add a little bit of oil in that joint.
Kathleen says
there.
there's a tool called the lint lizard for the dryer, and it has a smaller brush attachment. Interesting.
All right, spin it around a little bit more. I'm going to add some oil on this thingy. There we go. It's kind of going up and down. This little area right here. Put a little bit of oil there. Okay. And now, I don't want to lose my oil cap. Hold that,
Okay,
please.
I will hold that.
I'm going to come to the front here.
I got a job to do.
And I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to add some oil on these things that move up and down.
Look like a lot of springs and stuff in there.
Yep. Oiling it, sticking my oil in everything that goes up and down. Everything that goes up and down. I just let the oil kind of sit on this right here. And then I wipe it off. So that way it's nice. And then I do my, just a little bit right here so that it goes up and down really nicely. And I got some oil up there. And I just kind of lift the presser foot up and down a bazillion times
Hi, Teresa.
till it's nice and smooth.
I think Tiff's feeling a little bit better today than
Yep.
yesterday.
I'm gonna
Her long
stick
haul
it down
outside yesterday, going to the
in
quilt
there.
shop, but
Some on that back side, just lifting this up and down. Then I'm gonna turn the hand wheel, making sure everything's all nice. Ooh, this feels so good now. All right, now for the top side. Yep. I'm gonna add oil into all the moving parts. So I'm gonna put a little bit here on
we
this
should put an old
thing.
towel down on this poor table.
That's fine. It can be wiped up.
I know.
Up at the top back side of the bobbin area. So then I'm
Hi.
gonna spin it. So you can see I'm spinning my hand wheel towards me. A little bit on this darn little thing right here that moves. Anything that moves, I add oil to. And then I'm gonna also add some oil right here on the bottom spring for my thread cutter. And I'm just gonna kind of pick it up and down a bazillion times.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, this is the thread cutter.
Ah,
So that goes up and down a bazillion times and there's oil on it. And then I'm going to put it on the lip of my bobbin casing. Right there. Spin the bobbin, and then I'm going to wipe the excess, which is what I do on my long arm as well, which we are not cleaning today.
Do you actually do much cleaning on that big monster?
No, sometimes. Okay.
That's something you might have sent away. I don't know about that beast. That thing weighs more than this table could take.
It gets clean. I'm sticking my finger in the bobbin area because there was a little bit of thread still in there. It didn't all go away. All right, this thing
Well, thank you, Ellen. I do my best.
This thing is smoothly turning, like so smooth. It feels great. My
Oopsie.
presser foot, this feels great. I got some little pushing right back here behind that right there.
T, I wanted to tell you, I think we all enjoyed that picture of you with the egg. You were a hoot and a holler.
I wish we could have chickens here, but we can't because we're in city limits. All right, so everything is moving and feels
If
great.
we had chickens, they'd drive you absolutely wild.
Have fresh eggs at least.
Well, yeah, the fresh egg part would be great, but the noises and the
right.
nests, the droppings,
I'm
for
gonna
lack
put
of a
oil
better word
into
there.
the holes that are designated for oil. Just a couple drops. And then again, I'm going to move everything around. There's designated holes. Check your manual for your holes. And then I'm going to spin everything again. All right. Let's put the cap on
I got
this.
it right there. I did my job.
All right, I don't need the oil anymore. We need the bottom. Is it dry?
I'm hoping so. If not, I'll get an old rag and dry it.
All right.
Hoping by now it is.
So everything should be good. This should go up and down.
Here for a while.
My presser foot pressure gauge should go up and down really smoothly. Yes, and it does. Everything should move so nicely. And I did not adjust the tension at all. I did not spin my dial. So when I rethread this, it should rethread with ease. All right, we're gonna tip it back down again. Again, just remember that these machines are heavy.
Yeah, everything seems dry. It was only right in those little feeties that they weren't.
Okay, so you can see now that it is clean. All the yuck is now finally gone.
Those spots are stained. Scotty washed
Oil
it.
stains happen, but that's going to happen with this kind of machine. So now again, I'm going to put this back on here.
Mary says, I bet once it's all cleaned out, it purrs.
Oh yes, it does. It does for the first month. It is amazing. All right, so now that this is back on, I'm going to put my screws
Teresa
back in
says,
it.
I miss my chickens, but luckily my
The
son
4
and his
screws right
family
there.
have some. For these or these?
The big ones, the 4 big ones.
Okay.
And I just hold it together until I get my screws back in. So we're going to stick some screws in here.
Helen says, I like chickens too.
And we're going to
Well, they make
screw
good
it back
eating.
in. Yeah.
They make good eating.
So I'm just going to screw them in partially so that I don't have to hold this as tight because I am just one person here.
Do you want me to hold it for you?
No, it's fine.
Well, then don't say you're just one person. I'm
come
right
on.
here. Here, do you need a hand?
In the hole, please.
I'll
In
hold the
hole.
thing. You use 2 hands to do that. How about that? I'm right
It's
here.
because I'm not left-handed.
I'm right here.
Okay. I'm just going to put them in partially for a second and then tighten them all down. If they will match in their hole.
Oh, that's good, Ellen. Ellen says I don't kill them. I rescue them.
Oh,
So you don't ever eat any of the ones you get? You just raise them and get their eggs?
I would be eating my chickens. All right, now I'm going to tighten them all down.
Diane says I love fresh eggs. Yes, I would too.
Okay.
Heather says my parents have chickens and sell the excess eggs. That's a good idea. Teresa says my grandchildren have made them like pets. They love to be picked up and petted. Really? Chickens, huh? I like that. Ellen says I love the eggs they lay. Yeah, I imagine fresh eggs are amazing. They're probably a lot better than what we get at the store.
So I'm making sure that they're nice and tight. I am not trying to strip my screws, but I am trying to make sure that everything does not move or come undone because we definitely do not want the machine to fall apart. Now I got to add those other 2 screws
You want me to get them? I'll hand them to you.
right here. So I'm going to add my last 2 screws for the bottom.
Teresa says there are egg chickens and meat chickens. Interesting. I knew there was milk cows and meat cows. That I knew. I was raised around cows.
I thought you just kill any chicken and eat it.
So did I.
Guess I don't know much about farming.
Vicky says fresh eggs are the best.
All right.
Nita says fresh eggs and fresh chickens taste great.
Now,
See, I'm with you, Nita.
here is the after. So we'll come in close. You can see, look at how clean that is. You can still see through it because I don't have that other little plate on there yet, but that's so clean now. Like, it's a beauty. Look at that. So it's like when I first bought it and it was beautiful. Now it's just filthy all the time. All right, where's the
Jim says a while
bottom?
back my machine went clunk on me, and when I opened it up, there was the largest lint ball ever inside. Oops. now don't forget
Where's
to clean
the
it
little
out.
snap cap?
This thing?
No, the other cap.
This thing.
No, the other cap.
I don't.
The
Oh,
cap
the
that I
plastic
gave
thing
you.
you had me wash?
Yes, the
Oh,
plastic
right here.
thing.
Why didn't you just say the piece you had me wash? I don't know what
Oh.
you mean by snap cap.
It's a snap cap.
Okay, well just say the piece.
I don't know if you guys can see. I like I said, my address is on here. All right, we're gonna snap that. And if you want to just do like a quick clean, you could always vacuum in these. That's why they put these snap things on here, so that you can take off the top and clean from the bottom. But that's just your in-between cleaning. So now it is like brand new in there. It is so pretty clean. Now let's put this back on. So let's lift that up, put this down, and then again, these finger spin until you need to tighten them. So they literally just spin with your fingers. If you can get it to go. There
Do
we
you need me
go.
to hold this down for you?
Spin it the most of the way with your finger. I don't know why these screws are they're so simple. You just turn your finger, and then I just use my flathead because I didn't bring out the little tool, and tighten it down. You don't want it loose. You want it tightened on there because it will lift up, especially on these semi-industrial machines. All
Heather
right.
said her hubby used to work on a chicken farm, and they had meat chickens for the market and egg chickens for the eggs.
I just realized in between here was disgusting too. So I'm gonna tap that down, and there we
Nita
go.
says you name the steer steak or hamburger, and the eating chicken gets names like sweet and sour or curry.
All right. So now
Hi, Carla. Carla says good afternoon, honey.
it is like, good afternoon. I'm going to put my bobbin back in there because it is nice and clean as well. Just slide it back into the hole where it goes. Pop that down. I got my little magnet that I put back here, a little bee magnet. And now I have a nice, pretty, clean Juki. Like, literally. It is beautifully clean. I need my little rag so I could stick my finger, though, in this little hole right here on the front side is for the knee lift right here. So you could tell my machine's kind of getting gross on the sides, but that's because it gets a lot of use. All right, so the
Come here
Juki
like
is
that.
done. We are now going to switch.
Heather says,
to-
do you take the top off too?
No, last time I popped off my top, my bobbin winder stopped working. I don't pop the top off anymore. That's why I blow through the front. And it lands back here, and then I use the holes in the back side and on the side to push it the rest of the way down. It usually doesn't get that filthy up in this area as it does down in this area. But it does in here because the cotton thread runs through there and this whole area and everything like that.
I wanted to wipe the table
Oh, okay.
before you start the new machine.
Well, then
That
you
way
have to pick this machine up because I need to have
I
it
know.
moved out of the way. So Scott's
know.
going to move that one out of the way, and I'm going to put the brother up here because that one weighs too much. The brother weighs nothing.
I know. I'll do it. Do you want to take it in the house and put it back where it goes?
No, just stick it in the garage floor for now.
Okay.
That way we don't have to do
Yeah,
a
just clean
bazillion
it. You want
things.
it on the garage floor. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
putting it on the garage floor. I'm going to wipe all the oil away real quickly. And we're going to switch to the brother.
Here.
Let me tell you.
Well, that one weighs next to
This
nothing.
is the nothing machine. It weighs absolutely nothing. It is gonna be gross though, probably just as like the other one. So obviously on all our machines, this comes off. Usually I wash this whole
Hi,
thing.
Judy. Judy's just watching.
But today I'm not going to wash it. We're just going to wipe away the
She was
dust.
cleaning her 75-gallon stew pot. I'd like to see some stew out of that sucker. Good Lord.
I'm just going to wipe the dust away from this with my little rag.
I'm an eater, and it might take me a while to eat that stew.
All right. So I take that off first, and I'm going to hand wipe some of this. All right. And then in here, I just noticed I have my key. So you get this like special key. This, when people wonder what the heck this thing is for, this is actually for taking off the plate. So it snaps off. It's not that, oops, it's not that dirty. Surprisingly, this one's
That's a lot cleaner.
This one's a lot cleaner. But we're gonna take this plate off real quick. I'm gonna pop the foot off and just throw it in there. I'm gonna use this little key to unscrew, and then I use my finger for the rest. So you just kind of spin your finger around it and it unscrews it. It's for newbies that don't know. So here's one screw.
Watch how you don't drop it down in there.
I've done that, but I'm taking the bottom off.
Oh, okay. See?
So
Judy says I make less 30 gallons was the last one, but still have to clean the whole pot.
I'm in an awkward angle. I need to
Wow.
film myself.
Good Lord, woman.
Kind of a
Do you
little
have an
awkward.
army for a family?
My fingers are kind of on the oily side, so. All right, here we go. So this isn't that bad either. Look at that. It's pretty darn clean. But I don't use this machine that often, except for the monogramming and every once in a while other things. So I'm just going to wipe this off because it's really not that bad.
Now, Heather takes the top off her genome. She says it's really easy to put back on if I am careful around the light.
All right. So I'm
Lisa says to me, pay
Move
close
all this.
attention. You'll need to know how when you start quilting.
All right, so let's see if I can hold this up for you guys to see.
It's real light. You can easily get in there.
It's not horrible. I mean, this is definitely a lot cleaner than the Juki, but there is some disgust in here. Again, this thing doesn't weigh anything at all. This is the lightest machine I own. So on the bottom of most of these cheapy domestic machines, you have some screws to take
Cheapy,
that.
yeah. Compared to your other machines, maybe it's cheap, but when we first bought it, I didn't think it was very cheap.
So we take this bottom panel off. This is the access panel. And I'm talking like I really know what I'm talking about, but technically I do because I've been doing this for a while now. I never take my machines to a place to get them fixed or anything like that because I keep good with my maintenance of myself. So I never have to have any problems. The only problems I've had is old brother machines like this seizing up because they're just cheap. Cheaply made, how's that word? At least the ones you buy at Walmart and stuff. I think Brother has two different send-outs. They have the kind that you can purchase at
Don't forget that, yeah.
quilt stores, and then they have the kind, that one doesn't come.
Okay.
So you can see,
Oh, there's some dirt in there.
you guys see that?
Yeah. We can
This-
see that dirt.
This is definitely dirty. Ah, right there. See? So this one definitely has some disgust in it. It's not as bad, but it is gross. So we're going to do that same thing. So for those that are just joining, it's going to get loud. This needs to be
Okay.
washed off, please. We're going to move
Judy
this.
has a sewing machine just like the one you're cleaning now. And she's never taken the bottom off.
Yeah, well, you better because look at all this.
Ellen says I better go clean my machines, all 9 of them. But here,
Oh my goodness, that's
do
a
you
lot of
want
machines.
this up here or do you want it somewhere else when I go wash this?
Right
Where do
here's
you want
fine.
it to go?
Okay, I can't see comments and I'm warning you now. It will get loud as soon as I turn that air compressor on.
Not yet. Let me turn it on.
Oops, I gotta pull the thread out of here.
I
That
have it
was in
turned
here.
off. It will get loud when it gets turned on.
All right.
You turn it on?
So from the front side, you can see all this dust that came out. I'm gonna push
Are you ready?
all
You
of
have the
this
stuff
down
up and
here.
turned on.
All of this that's right here is gonna get pushed down in there. Like seriously, down in through here and out through all this.
You ready, crazy lady?
Yep.
Okay, here goes.
Alrighty, so here we go. lots of little holes in these machines that I can also push air through to get the air running through it all the way. Don't forget to take your bobbin tray out. Now here, I'm going to come down on it so that I'm not pushing it back up in. You can see a lot, I don't know if you can see how well, but a lot of dust just came out of that. I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to blow through the hole. Just blowing the dust away on the whole entire thing. Everything that I'm blowing up in there is coming out, everything that I'm blowing up this way is coming out the top.
You didn't have to. I could have done it.
All right, there is literally dust bunnies everywhere now.
You got a question here, which I don't know if you can answer. Bernie asks, I broke a needle, and part of it fell to the bottom of my Baby Lock Soprano. So can I take the bottom off of it?
Yeah.
Do we know anything about Baby Lock?
Yeah. Most machines have this access panel. Some of them you can see the whole entire machine. Some of these computerized ones you can't, but some of the access panels, like you saw on my Juki, are right here. Some have two. I did have a Kenmore a long time ago that had the two access panels, one directly under the bobbin area and one right here to access everything because it wasn't computerized. It was an old turn knob kind of Kenmore. So yes, if you need to, if it's stuck, take your plate off. If the needle is broke down in there, and check in your plate area where the bobbin goes. There's a little plate right here. Sometimes bobbins break in, or needles break and they get stuck in this area, which I've had done like 3 times now. Not since this machine, but since my brother PS 1100 or whatever I had, or PR 1100, that's what it was called. All right, so this little guy just
Judy asked, do you take the bottom off all your machines?
Yes. This
Except
is how I
big
clean
long
them.
arm.
Except for my long arm, because it doesn't have a bottom. Now I'm just going to go in and wipe, and then we're going to oil. But we're not going to oil it like you think, because this is a computerized machine.
Brenda has that machine and the Juki TL 2010Q and a lot more machines.
Yeah, I'm only going to oil the areas that move, any moving part. Everything seems to be wiped off. This machine isn't really that dirty, honestly. So we're just going to put some oil down here because that's where the spinning for the hand wheel is. I'm going to make sure I...
Did you hear me when I said about Ellen? She said she better go clean all of her machines, all 9 of them. Goodness, Ellen.
Lot. So I'm going to drop a little bit of oil down here next to this gear thing. Right there.
Bernie says it's sewing fine, but it bothers me, and I don't want to pay $80 for them to find it.
Oh, yeah, no, just take it off, shake it out. Sometimes that stuff just falls out. So I'm turning my hand wheel towards me. Every time I'm going to drop a little bit of oil down here, inside here, and I'm going to also, again, spin the hand wheel to spin that oil around. Every time I turn it towards me. So now you can see the inner workings. I'm going to throw some right here on this gear thing. And done.
Well, I told you guys we were going to do a video of cleaning the sewing machines. Now we got to do one of cleaning in the irons. That'll be another day, probably.
Yeah, I'm not doing the irons today. I've already done a lot today.
I warned you guys we would get one done.
Okay.
Oh, Bernie says thank you so much.
I'm going to reach in here because they give you these long tips on your oil. And I'm going to reach in here so that I can get my needle up and down bar. And I'm just going to put a little bit of oil up there at the top where it starts so that it can drip down as I spin this. So that way it gets oiled really good. I do not put any oil really anywhere but moving parts on this. That is it, because these aren't meant for that. They have special grease already on these machines. And I've taken them apart and found that out on my own. Yeah, that's the stuff that was coming out of the machine.
Look at it.
So gross.
Big
so
glob.
Gross. All right, and now I'm going to do the same thing with my needle up and down, or my presser foot up and down. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil right here at the top of it. I'm going to lift it up, put it down a bazillion times. Spread that oil around on it. I know I'm just playing around with all these parts, but it gets it all lubed up. That way nothing is dried out, everything's clean.
If you love it, lube it.
Yep. And that's all that this machine gets. Is just a little bit of oil on everything. Literally like one drop. All over everything. The next step is to put the darn thing back together again, because I'm technically done. So, everything looks nice and clean. I really didn't have to do much on this machine because this machine wasn't as bad. So we're going to put the plate back on. So these ones are a little bit tricky because it also has that plastic piece. So make sure that everything is lined up. Slide these lip things under where they're supposed to go.
Tiffany?
And there's two little lips. Can I what?
Do you need me to help you do anything?
Oh, no, I'm good.
I'm right here.
Put the little screws in, do it all by hand.
Darlene says it's amazing how much lint these machines collect.
Oh, yes, and the more the cotton thread you use, the worse it gets. I don't know what thread it was. I think it was Orifil. It wasn't as messy, but it still leaves both the machines pretty darn dusty. All right, let me find my little key, because this one has a little key to fit down here. If you lose this thing, it makes it really hard because there is no little screwdrivers that fit down in these things. And if there is, tell me where you can buy it. Because they don't have screwdrivers for this little area. So I just used the key. Ay, come on.
Well, I guarantee you Mr. McCluskey has one that'll fit. He has ones that are bent and molded to get into tight spaces.
All right, so that's nice and tight, and I make sure these ones are nice and tight because this plate hooks to a plastic thing, and if they're loose, this will pull all that with it. And if you're sewing, oh my goodness, it'll break your machine. So it's nice and tight, can't turn it anymore. I'm gonna pop this little plastic thing back on into its groove space, slide it in. Oops, you know what I forgot to do?
Do your groove thing, get your groove.
I forgot to put the bobbin thing back in. So here's the little bobbin thing. These things get covered in lint like crazy too, but this one's not that bad, surprisingly.
Ellen says she has a Juki TL2000.
Come on, get in there. So it goes in a certain way. The little, like, I don't even know what that is. It's like a little fuzz thing that's built onto it. Goes towards the feed dogs. And now it should snap on. Oops, it didn't go all the way. Gotta go in the little groove that it goes in. No, it's just not going where I would want. Oh, come on, you stupid thing.
Were you supposed to put the metal piece on?
Nope. It goes like this. I'm gonna pop that open so you can see it's all nice and clean. Bam. Done. The only thing that's left is to put the bottom back on.
Vicky says my brother SE400 is an embroidery machine and sewing, so I can't take. She can't take it apart.
Oh.
The piece that I washed.
Yeah.
Just say the piece that.
The piece that was washed.
I might need a little bit of drying.
The planes are going in two different directions, straight up and straight down.
Ah, that's weird. Ah, Lisa says she was singing the groove thing too. Now it's stuck in her head.
So I'm going to pop this back on and put the screws back in it. And this one will be done.
Kim says, I have found that if I stuck with Gutterman and signature thread, my machines are cleaner. I have trouble with Coats and Clark cotton and polyester because they shred too easy.
Oh, yes. The Coats and Clark does. But unfortunately, that's all I can afford lately.
Have you heard of
I have
Gutterman
some
Signature?
Guterman and I have some signature.
Oh, okay.
It's called Guterman.
Guterman, sorry. Guten Tag!
So I'm going to tighten these on here.
Auntie Ann says, oh dang, I missed it. Bummer. That's okay, Auntie. You can replay us.
Yeah, it's just me cleaning the machines. It gets loud at some points, but I warned everyone in the beginning of the video because I'm using my air compressor.
Heather asks, would it be all right to take the bottom off the embroidery machine to clean the fluff out of it?
Yeah, it should be. The bottoms they're supposed to come off for a reason, so that you can get all the yuck out of it. So, like I said, you'll either have this big access plate or you'll have a little access plate that's underneath the bobbin area. This machine doesn't have it, but my other brother, the PR 1100, whatever, that one had the access plate under here instead of over here. So it was easier to clean. So everything is nice and tight. My little 2-pound machine, actually it's more like 6 pounds maybe.
It's light though.
But it's light. I can pick it up with one arm. All right, we're gonna make sure that I put my little parts back in here. Everything got oiled, everything is nice. Slide my little tray back on.
Is the oil something I'd buy you? Where did you get the oil? I don't remember ever getting that.
I ordered it on SewingMachinesPlus.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same oil for this that I use on my long arm. It's both the same.
Okay.
All right, so let's turn this camera around
Oh, am I going to be... Okay, I'll move. I don't want to be in it.
so you guys can see the sky, the beautiful sky. Anyway, so that got 2 machines clean. Sorry, I'm stuck out the camera. 2 machines are
June
clean.
says, thanks for sharing. She has to go. She got invited out for supper. Oh, that's good, June. Have fun.
Just remember, your hands will get oily from touching everything because the machines have oil in them. So if you're touching all the parts, do not fully dry out anything you see in your sewing machine that has grease or lube on it. Do not dry those out by wiping all that off and trying to pull it all away. Leave that stuff alone. That stuff is meant to be in those machines. If you don't have air compressor like I do to just blow it all out and into the yard, then make sure you use a vacuum with some kind of specialty. There's the specialty ones for cleaning your sewing machines, it's a small little thin nozzle that goes on it, and or the hairbrush one, which is horsehair, like our what is it called? Our Kirby vacuum has. It's a horsey hair thing. So, and it cleans really good. And then they make those little tiny stick tools with it looks like a Q-tip. You can even use a Q-tip. And you stick it in there and you can get the areas that you can't reach because your access panels or your bobbin plate or presser plates don't get to those areas. You can stick those in and pull the yuck out if you can't get to it. But it is really good to keep that bobbin area clean. As you can notice on the Juki, the first machine, it was really gross. I let it get really gross, and I shouldn't. And every 3 months, I usually do this, except only on the Juki, not on the brother, because the brother needs it once every 6 months.
Heather says, great, I will do that before I machine quilt the triple Irish chain quilt.
Yes. And it's always best to clean out your bobbin area fully and completely. They say with every bobbin change, but it's not really that bad, especially on the semi-industrial machines. Definitely on long arms to clean it every time you change your bobbin. But on these little machines, clean it out after every project. Just vacuum it out that little area, after every project that you fully
Sharon
complete.
Says pipe cleaners help getting into quilt
Yes,
space.
that's what those little things are that they sell. It's a little package of Q-tip looking things. They're pretty much pipe cleaners. So, all right. Oh, thank you, Ellen. So yeah, definitely keep your machines clean. They run better. Oil them if they need oil because they run better. and take care of them because they will last a very long time if you do. So
Ellen says she shared this. Thank you, Ellen.
yeah, that's what I said. Thank you too. So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go because I've been on for an hour and I didn't think it would take me an hour, but it did because I was kind of talking you guys through what I was doing. But yeah, it went pretty quick. 2 machines in an hour. I guess that's good. And I hope you guys, again, take care of your machines. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, new to my videos, I'm not a professional. I'm just cleaning my machines my way, which I was told was 100% a-okay to do. So just letting you know, I'm putting it out there. I'm not a machine specialist. I just know to clean my machines properly and oil them properly. So again, if you're new, subscribe, like, share my videos, and I will see you guys whenever I see you guys, because I have other things to do today too. So I might be on later. Who knows? Anyways, love you guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye for now.